This video is about to talk about my father, my dad, and how he got killed. But before I tell you the story, how it started, I want to clear out something. The misconception the people have or had when my father was killed. People were talking about how my father was killed and why he was killed. Because of the fake news they got. I don't know where they got the fake news from. I don't know who told them, because we as the family, we did not tell them how our dad was killed. People in Canada and in the US, even back home, they were talking about my father's death. Like the reason why my dad was killed is because he had so many women and the husbands killed him. They finally caught him with the women and they killed him. But let me tell you the whole story of how my father was killed and why he was killed. So you guys, when you understand the whole story, could judge it from there and know, like, the truth that you have, whatever story you were given, and I don't know who gave it to you, it's not the whole story. So I want to make it clear, because for many years people have been always talking about my father. Like, my father was never faithful to my mom. Let me tell you, my father, let's start before he went to Kenya to be killed. He left here from Canada to go to Kenya to attend my brother's wedding. My young brother was getting married. His wedding was in Kenya. So my father left here in October, because the wedding was October 21st. So my father left Canada October 5 to go to Kenya, because as a tradition, as an African, there are some things that needs to be done before the marriage needs to be done. Like now, paying the dowry, the exchange of things between families, and that's why he left Canada to go to Kenya. They did the wedding. The wedding was done, but because he was retired, he didn't want to come back quickly to Canada. He stayed in Kenya. He wanted to stay from October until when? Until February, I think so. February or March. I think March 5th, he was gonna come back before his birthday. He was gonna come back. But due to the pandemic, coronavirus, he did not come back. He stayed in Kenya because everything was shut down. He stayed there. While he was in the village, and I'm gonna really tell you the whole story. I'm not gonna lie. While he was in the village, he had some rumors some people talking. We were even told about it. Like your dad was going to be killed. For us and him, he assumed him staying in the village, he would get killed. So he moved from the village. He moved to Mansai. I don't want to say anything more what happened in the village. I just want to leave it like that. He moved to Mansai. Here in Mansai, he found a small land he wanted to buy, but he didn't have money, so he asked my brother if he could buy that land. My brother agreed. He bought the land, a lot of acres of land, almost 3 acres, and then they kept adding more, buying more. And then he liked staying there. He loved the neighborhood in Mansai. He loved the community that he had already started forming in Mansai. He had already started forming a church there. So he loved the lifestyle there. He had his own garden. He had everything he wanted. There was no point of him rushing to come back to Canada. But we had already extended the ticket due to the pandemic from when he left for Canada was 2019. 2020, the pandemic. 2021, that's when we extended the ticket. He was supposed to come back on May 5. But it did not happen. While here in the land that they had purchased between him and my brother, there was one troublemaker, one guy who was living there who didn't like my dad. He was using so many drugs, alcohol, abusing so many drugs on him. My dad had already this land that they bought. He had already planted some crops there. Corn, onions, so many crops. Cabbage, some curry, so many vegetables that he had planted. But with this guy, who was a troublemaker, he wanted to cross anywhere. He didn't care where he was crossing when he was coming from, wherever he was coming from being drunk. So my dad decided to look for people to fence the whole place. And as you know, when you buy your own land, you have to fence it to protect your property. This guy did not like it. Like, the land has been fenced. Now he doesn't have anywhere to cross because it was a shortcut for him to his house. They started arguing. This guy started arguing with my dad. They were arguing every day. He would argue, why would you fence where I'm passing? And at times, he could go to the bar where he was going to get drunk and talk about how much he hates my dad, how much he despises him, that he wants to kill him. every day he would talk about it. So one evening, so now the way I hear the story, the girl who was there as a witness, the way she was narrating the story to us, how my dad got into the point of that guy killing my dad. The guy had come to the house, the compound of my dad where he was staying. They had a little bit of disagreement, a little argument. And they were talking about the fence that my dad had already fenced around the neighborhood. I mean, around the land, you know, you have to fence your own compound to protect it. And the guy was demanding my dad to take it down. My father was a very short man, very short. And he had 2 surgeries on him, 2 hip replacement. So whenever you could see him, when he's walking, he could walk while he limping, because one foot was taller than the other. So, and my father was a very humble, kind, caring man. He didn't want to argue with him. He said with a smiling face, with a humble voice, he said to him, "Since you want me to take down the fence, I can't do it by myself. You saw it clearly. I hired some people to do it for me. You find some guys, plus you. Bring them to me. Wherever where you want me to take the fence down, bring those guys together. You take the fence down, I will pay you guys to take the fence down, since you want me to take it down." The guy did not like the answer. He got upset and left. That was morning. Left. So now, since they had that disagreement, the argument, the guy left. Now my father continued with his daily duties, taking care of his compound, taking care of his crops. He had some chickens, he had some sheep, goats, and going around the neighborhood talking to people, you know, talking to them about God. He loved doing that. Now it's time for him to get ready, to prepare to go to bed. He has to make dinner, he has to do so many things before he goes to bed. So, as it was around 5 p.m. as the girl says, 5 p.m. He was on his compound. And he was bending down. He was bending down. There was some firewood just a little bit farther from the house. It's like a distance, like 5 meters, no, 5 meters, 10 meters, I could say, from the house. But it was inside the compound. It wasn't 10 meters, like 5 meters away from the house. He was bending down, putting the firewood together to go in the house because he had already finished everything. The goats, the sheep, the chickens, they had already been put to their houses of sleep. Now it was him who was getting ready to go to bed. As he was bending down, putting the firewood together, the guy came back in the evening. And then he started talking. This little girl was in the house because she was waiting for him to come prepare dinner. They would eat and go to bed. She used to call him Grandpa. The guy comes, start talking to my dad again, shouting, asking him, I've been telling you to take down that fence. That's where I pass through when I am drunk to go to my house. That's my shortcut. My father did not turn to look at him because he knew he was drunk. He did not turn to look at him. I'm assuming because the way, no. My dad got up as he was talking and all that. He stood up and looked at him. And now they were talking. He told him, I told you, if you want me to take the fence down, bring some guys. I'll pay you guys so you could take the fence down. And then I'll pay you because by myself I cannot be able to do it. That's what we discussed. That's what we talked in the morning, and I thought we agreed. And it seems like they agreed that moment as he was. It didn't have like a high tone. They were not shouting or what. My dad did not shout at him and all that. My father assumed they had finished talking and the guy had left because he had his footstep leave the compound. He was walking away, like he was walking away. Before he even knew it, he went back, turned back, bending down to collect the firewood. He's not paying attention what's going on his back now. That guy came back. It's like he had planned that evening he was going to kill him. He came back. On his pocket, he was wearing a jacket. And at the pant, wherever he was hiding the hammer or the back, he turned back, and my father stood up when he heard his footstep, stood up to look at him. That's when he took the hammer out and then hit him on the head, and then he started dragging the hammer. The hammer is not, you know, where they used to, with the nail, when you use the front there where they used to hit the hammer, not there. Where there are two hooks of the hammer there. That's where he used it. He hit him right here, in front here, because he hit the front roof of the brain. And then he started dragging it to the left. He hit him over here on the left. And then he started dragging it down. Dragging it down. As he hit him, dragging it down, My father, as the girl says, because she witnessed everything. She was behind the door, looking at everything. She didn't want to make any sound so he could know like there was another person in the house. My father jumped up twice and then fell down on the ground. He jumped up twice and then fell on the ground. And because he knew this man, the way he hit him, he knew if he doesn't do anything, he's going to die right there, that moment. Maybe could have realized he didn't finish the work he had come to do and tried again to hit him. As my father fell down, he picked up a brand, grasses, the grasses from the ground. 2 grasses of them, like 2 of them. When he picked them up, like these 2 grasses, as my tradition says, like my culture, if somebody has injured you and is trying, his aim is to kill you. If you pick up 2 grasses and put them on your hand, you start looking at them, you will finish the person's strength. He will not have any more power to kill you. You will make the person paralyzed. As soon as my father picked those 2 grasses, the guy started now leaving, going. Left. The girl in the room saw her grandpa fell down. He came out of the house running to him. She picked up his head and put it on herself like this, like holding a peepee, and cried to him, "Grandpa, are you going to die?" Because the way he was hit, he wasn't able to talk. He shook his head on her. No. But in reality, he knew he was lying to her. He didn't want to tell her the truth, like, yes, I'm going to die. Immediately, the guy had the girl in the compound talking to my dad, crying. And then he came back again, shouting, "I thought I finished everybody. I thought you were the only one in the compound. Now I have to come back, finish everybody. I don't want to leave anybody." As he was coming back, the girl realized, like, if I stay here, he's going to kill me too. He put my dad down and then ran in the house, locked herself in the house, and tried to hide. And then she realized, if I hide in this house, it's gonna break down the door, come inside, and end up killing me too. She managed to escape through the window to outside and started running. She was running, screaming, shouting, "Please help, he has killed Grandpa, he has killed Grandpa." There were people who were coming from the market. They saw a little girl running towards the main road, shouting. And then now they started speeding up. "Let's go quicker and see why is she running like that." As soon as she got to them, she fell down on the ground and she fainted. The guy was chasing her like, "I want to kill her too. I want to finish the job. What? I've killed him. Go see. I have killed him." Telling people like, "He has killed my dad. He's lying down. Go see him." Now people came. They grabbed him like they wanted to kill him too. But because people heard the combination, the fighting, the screaming, they called the police. The police came quickly. And when the police came, the guy ran away, but they chased him down and they caught into him. And then they took him to jail. When they took him to jail, now they did not go back to check the person who has been killed. Somebody in the village who had far from a distance from where my father was killed, he had the shouting. He came, they found him lying down. Everybody was like, "No, I don't want to touch him. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want to take him to the hospital. I don't want anybody coming back to, if investigation was going to be done. I don't want anything tracking me down." But that brave man, he picked him up. He put him on his back. He carried him to the main road. And then when they got to the main road, they found a motorcycle. He put him on the motorbike, yes. Put him on the motorbike. Now to the main road. This is a small road, to the main road. And then they put him on a car to the hospital. That's where in the hospital where my brother found him the next day. The head swollen, and he has not been given any medication. I thought I'd share this story because anytime that I used to share this story, I feel painful. I feel like there's pain in my heart, in my chest. And because I want to heal, and there's so much pain after losing him, I want to move forward. That's why I'm sharing this story with you guys, so that the people outside, they know how my father died, how my father was killed. It's not how people say my father was killed because he had too many women. No, my father did not have any women. My father was killed because of land. Just a piece of land. That's what killed my father. Nothing else. Not women, or it took somebody's money, and the person killed him. No. People were jealousy of him, of the things that he was accomplishing in life, and they wanted to eliminate him. They thought my father was I don't know the word, it's gone. A competitor. Like he was competing with them. And they decided to kill him. Anyway, guys, that's the whole story. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, you want to know more, want to ask any question you want to ask, I'm ready to answer any question. But I just want people to stop saying my father was killed because of so many women. No. Just a piece of land killed my father. Until next time, bye-bye.